Yes, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Weekly Podcast, yes. My name is Broken Josh Burrell, and tonight, me and my brothers, Brother Nation and Brother Reapers, we will become the podcast of Gold. Delete, 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 delete.
One. What is up, guys? It's your boy Steve, also known as Steve the Reaper. Follow me on Twitter, which will be in the description down below. Let's get right into this episode of Pro Wrestling Weekly. I'm here with the Wolfpack first, Josh Morrell.
Hi, I'm always here.
And Haydn Fox.
Hi, I'm Harder here.
So, last night at the time of recording this, seemed like TNA night in WWE. First, Dixie Carter is being featured on WWE programming on Kurt Angle's WWE 24 special. So, that's...
First Jim Cornette, now Dixie. What a surprise. Oh, no, to be honest, this is a shocker because obviously she only left TNA like a couple of months ago, affected like properly, like not associated with them at all. So to see her on WWE programming straight away is shocking to say the least. So I'm happy for her though, to get the WWE paycheck at least one, but that's all she deserves. She should not come to TV. She should not be on TV. But like being GM of Raw or something. Just don't do that. You kill the entire WWE for life. Like she killed TNA.
Right.
I can see where it's coming from with that, to be honest. Can't add anything more to it, to be honest, but except from who's next? Bruce Pritchard? I don't fucking know. But,
I was going to say, he's in TNA. He threatened to fire Josh Matthews, good. Jerry Borash, and Pope, which I'm indifferent from because he was shitting WWE for Elijah Burke. So, he can stay in TNA for all I care.
Yeah.
And then some sad news that just came out of left field. WWE released a statement saying that Austin Aries was released. We later found out that he requested for his release because he felt like he was being pigeonholed in the cruiserweight division, which makes sense. He really wasn't doing much after his series of matches with Neville. Well, I shouldn't say kind of. It is kind of a loss for WWE.
Oh, it is, definitely.
I kind of see where it's coming from as well, though. Like, I wish it was the old where the cruiserweights could verse like the actual main roster as well. It could make for so many more matches. Like, instead of just being limited to 205 and under for the 205 live and cruiserweights division. He was being held back, to be honest. He could have done much better things, and let's see where he goes from here.
And we wish him nothing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
With the subliminal messages that Austin Aries tweeted out afterwards, I definitely suspect after his 90-day non-compete run that he's going to be in Ring of Honor. Because the emoji tweet that he sent out, apparently people have been the subliminal messages behind it is ROH for every emoji. The first one's R, second one's O, and the other one's H. So I don't think he'll go back to TNA. Like either it's Ring of Honor or just Indies, just like the little guys. I shouldn't be saying that about some promotions, but you know what I mean. The smaller promotions that don't get much TV time, like Fight Club, Pro, or I don't even know any of the American ones that I could, PWG and stuff like that. I can see Austin Aries doing Ring of Honor and PWG, like the shit fuck, but there you go. That's what I can see him doing.
think that's the most logical company to go with, and I hope for his sake and for our sake he goes to Ring of Honor. That'll be pretty cool to see him back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like everything did a 180. Madison Square Garden had a WWE live event last night, which was Friday, the time of recording this, and AJ Styles won the United States title.
Yay! Actually, no, I'm genuinely excited for him. Even though it could possibly lead from an injury to Kevin Owens, so Kevin could be out. I've been hearing some messaging that there could be a Chad Gable versus AJ Styles match at Battleground. I don't know how true that is. I'm not going to say definitely bank on that being the thing. At the moment, I think it will still be Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles unless injuries occurring. I think they will have another Battle Royal on SmackDown this week.
If the match does go ahead, though, then I'm looking forward to it, especially after the clinic that like Styles and Gable put on SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
But the only thing with that is, what's happening to American Alpha after that? Jason Jordan going to turn heel? Like, what's Jason Jordan going to do? Can't just sit there and just go, oh yeah, Gable's doing well, I'm just sitting here not doing anything. But you've got to use him somehow. Even if Gable wins the title off of AJ eventually, and then they feud for the US title, I'd rather see that than Jason Jordan just get wasted in the bag.
Definitely.
But I think that's what's going to end up happening, because me personally, I see Chad Gable being a bigger singles star than Jason Jordan.
Well, yeah, because he's got the Olympic background. Obviously, he competed in the London 2012 Olympics for the American wrestling team, I think. Don't quote me on that. I knew he competed in London 2012 because I heard about him before wrestling, so that's why I was surprised when he got signed. But, yeah, no, I just think it's a waste seeing Jason Jordan. Yeah, Chad Gable is a bit more talented in my opinion, but it's just sad to see one of the best tag teams on the roster now split up because of someone else's downfall as well, with meaning Kevin Owens. You know? It's a sad state of affairs for all accounts, really, except for AJ.
I was going to say, though, we can all admit that it's a pretty cool moment for AJ.
Oh, yeah. I mean, winning it, one at MSG, and I think his only third appearance at MSG, or second, I'm not too sure. But, and, you know, at a Raw house show, I don't know if you mentioned that, but it was a Raw house show, a super show, I think they called it. So Nakamura was there as well. So that was his first MSG. So the event was big enough, but then you do a title change, which hasn't happened since the NXT live event in Lowell, Massachusetts, I think, where Joe won the belt off Balor. Then before that, I don't think the title changed hands like any title since WWF title with Bob Backlund and Diesel winning the belt. One of the worst drawing champions, may I add. But, you know, yeah. I don't know where this is going to go, and I'm intrigued to watch SmackDown Tuesday night, because it's made it interesting. Raw is not interesting anymore.
I will agree with that. Except, it's a good transition. Great Balls of Fire is on Sunday, which is tomorrow at the time of recording this. Only two matches kind of stick out. Well, one for sure does. The other one kind of does as well. First, the Hardys versus Cesaro and Sheamus in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Raw Tag Team titles.
If the rumours are true and Sheamus is going out until September, then the Hardys are winning. If they're not, then Sheamus and Cesaro are winning. But if we're also measuring the point difference, I reckon it would be 2-1 to any team, or maybe even 3-2. It would be a 1 point in it difference, and it would be the last minute or two of the match will get the last pinfall. So that's just, you know, my thinking.
Yeah, I've heard about the rumours as well of Sheamus filming a movie, and I do have to agree on the 1 point difference as well. I think it'll be like 3-2 though, not 2-1.
whatever the points at the end of the match will be, I think if rumors are true, the Hardys are going to become the Raw Tag Team Champions once again.
Yeah.
And then the main event, which I'm just guessing this is the main event, it would make sense.
I hope so. If it isn't the main event, then this pay-per-view is in its name. Balls.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe for the Universal Championship. A meaningful match for the title finally, I reckon.
And the only one, because Brock's going to lose it at SummerSlam. I'll just spoil my prediction, but there you go.
I absolutely love how they've built this up, though, with Joe and Lesnar. Like, Joe looks like a monster right now. And Lesnar's sort of got his payback in a way. It all started with Joe and Heyman when Joe connected the Coquina clutch. That's the moment when I knew this is going to be a fantastic feud. And each week they've built it up, and it's just been a fantastic build to the matchup. And Joe actually has some backers over Lesnar. I keep seeing it on social media. People legitimately think that Joe could win the title. And that's how you know you've got a good feud.
Yeah, well, if people look up them betting odds, you know, Brock Lesnar's got a landslide over Joe, apparently. Yeah, my prediction's Brock Lesnar. And I think it's going to be a convincing victory for Brock. Definitely. Like, there's no question. I think he's going to steam... Because the way the field's gone, I don't think Vince likes Joe that much, considering what he did to Tyson Kidd, which we'll get onto that probably another episode if the rumours are true with Tyson Kidd. But him retiring someone like that to an injury, I don't think he's going to... I think he's still got a little bit of heat from Vince. Like, deep down inside of me, that's it. I don't think he's going to put the belt on him this too. So, that's the only reason. If that didn't ever happen, I would have said Joe could have had a definite possibility, but I think he's got a 6% chance, roughly, of winning. So, if he wins, I'll eat my hat on the podcast and apologise, but yes, you can note that, and I'll do it if that's the case, but I don't think it will be. I think I'm right.
Taking that injury aside, I think people would be looking too much into that, like the reason why Samoa Joe wouldn't win. I think, bottom line, unless you're Roman Reigns, no one's going to beat Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
So, my prediction's Brock Lesnar. It would be a welcomed surprise if Joe won, but it is highly unlikely. I don't care how well they built it up.
Yeah.
So now, with all the WWE stuff out of the way,
it's more than the stuff, I tell you. He whiffs of a bit of shit, I think. Oh.
We move on to the new segment that we introduced in the last episode of Pro Wrestling Weekly, the Indie Hour, where we will look into the G1 special in the USA. Josh, if you want to go first with your review of the G1, I will allow you to do so.
I thought there were two decent shows. If you ask me what I prefer, I think I prefer night 2, because of the action was more, you know, towards what I like. Personally, that's a giving, like, anyone can like anything, but, you know, overall the two events were good. I had the advantage of having both shows on New Japan World, so I didn't have to, like these silly Americans, have to have access TV. Both night 1 and night 2 were on New Japan here World, so it was easy for me to get it up and watch. I put it up on the Apple TV, put my headphones in, and watch 4 hours of good wrestling each night. I was really knackered afterwards, going to bed at 5 o'clock every night on both nights. So that's the only disadvantage. It went on too long, but in my opinion, because 4 hours just, you know, that's a normal that's a SummerSlam and WrestleMania pay-per-view length, and over 2 nights consecutively. That's a bit much. but New Japan's known for going on long. So, but match by match, you know, I liked it. So, yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm totally gonna throw a curveball in here, but for night one, what was your match of the night?
Any match Joe Lethal was in, really. No, but wasn't really a fan of the Cody Okada match. I just think, Cody just didn't fit there at that time. Because he just won the Ring of Honor Championship, which is a big right in of its own, don't get me wrong, but I always thought that Cody wouldn't be able to do it, but it's leading to something else, which is obviously the Kenny Cody feud, which should probably kick Kenny out of the Bullet Club and stuff like that. But I don't know. Hard to say, because I think the only match I remember of Jay Lethal's that night was him versus Hangman Page. I think it was. I think that was a good match. So. But the only criticism I have with the wrestling is everyone took everything quickly and didn't sell as much as I would like. But other than that, everything was good.
What about for night match of the night?
Night 2. I think it had to be the last match of the night, Kenny Omega versus Tomohiro Ishii, or Ishii, or whatever you call him.
There we go. What, Haydn, did you by chance watch the G1 at all?
I did watch it both nights.
Alright, well, give your reviews, good sir.
Well, I'll just state first that I've sort of been a WWE guy up till about the last year, and then I've started to branch out, and I'm very, very happy I have. Companies like New Japan just sort of, I won't say blow me away, but give me a different concept on wrestling to what the WWE fanatics, I'll call them. Like,
I've got a different word, but we'll not use it right now.
that's why I've put it like that.
Yeah, so, I can tell. Continue. Sorry, I rudely interrupted you.
That's fine. So I did prefer night 2 over night 1. I do agree with Josh on that. And the sweet moment, it's got to be Kenny Omega becoming that US champ. That was just fucking incredible.
Mm. By the way, to know that his music's sick, like.
Oh yes.
And I like the little touch of the Terminator clapping of the hands and the shitbucks going doing the Terminator 2 thing. Dun 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 dun. You know, that is just epic. Now that made me pop. Even at 3 o'clock in the morning, that made me pop. So
definitely. Yeah. But yeah, night 2 over night 1. And night 1 match at night. Good question. I actually really enjoyed, I think it was the 8-man tag. It happened to about an hour into the show.
They had 2 8-man tags consecutively, so that's another gripe I'd have. I forgot too many tags.
Yeah, there were too many tags. It was a second tag match, I know that.
I'll look up the card while you talk the rest, and I'll update when I get information.
Nice one. But night 2, yeah, I've got to agree with Josh's match of the night of that as well. Overall, the show was too long for us as UK fans, staying up to like it ended up being 5:15 each night. You know, they can't help the time zones and shit happens, I suppose. But yeah, overall, really, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to watching more New Japan. What can I say? So, bring it on.
The second tag match was Los Inaugurables de Japan versus Dragon Lee, Jushin Liger, Titan, and Volador Jr.
Yeah, because I remember Jushin Liger being in it, so...
Yeah, I like Los Inaugurables. My standout person out of all the events, Naito. I fucking love him. But
He's
fuck that
fantastic.
fucking stuffed animal. Whoever, I think it was Bushi? No. Hiromu Takahashi. Fuck that stuffed animal. Not fuck the revival, fuck that stuffed animal.
I do have a gripe with Daryl. I can't stand that thing.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, really, really enjoyed it. I'd probably give the show, out of 10, it was fantastic. So probably an 8.5, to be honest.
You're probably going higher than me. I'll give it a 7.8 out of 10. just to be that controversial, not giving it a 5 or a 0.
Well.
Suck it, Marks.
Well, my review, this was, I think, for some people it will come as a surprise because of how much I talk about the Bullet Club and whatnot, but I talked about a little bit in the Indie Hour last episode, I'm pretty sure, how I never really watched New Japan before. I've seen highlights and whatnot, but never actually sat down to watch an event or a regular show. So G1 in the USA was the first live show I watched in regards to New Japan, and it was very good in my opinion for it being my first one. Now, I had a trial for Sling TV, so I was able to watch the New Japan Pro Wrestling Marathon on Access TV. I was able to watch Okada versus Omega Part 2, which was a pretty good match. Overall, I was impressed with the product, and I'm glad Jim Ross responded to my tweet to tell me how I could watch it. That was very helpful, so thank you, JR. Doubt that you listen to this podcast, but hey, I'm putting it out there. Overall, I was pretty impressed. I was captivated in all the matches. Most of the matches were pretty good. I would say for night 1, I liked ZSJ versus Juice Robinson, just for the technicality of it. But for my match of the night, and it's not Okada versus Cody, even though I'm wearing the American Nightmare shirt right now, I would have to say it was Kenny Omega versus Michael Elgin. Personally, for me, that was a very, very good match. And then for night 2, I'm going to go with the Wolfpack on this one, with Kenny Omega becoming the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah. We popped your New Japan cherry. I just thought of that.
I'm not going to say that, but
Well, I helped you, damn it.
you did.
I did, see?
You proved that I'm a bigger mark than I originally thought I was. So
Exactly. We need to expose your markness. Not your sweaty markness, but you know what I mean. People will understand that reference if you watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
Little walk culture wrestling.
I wasn't going to mention the name because I didn't want to get sued.
No, we're not going to get sued.
Oh, fucking.
Dude, they sue us for mentioning what culture. I'm sorry, that's...
Well, yeah, it's free publicity that they don't even need.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck it.
Like,
You know, but no, by the way, my standout moment of the night, I didn't know if we were going to talk about separate moments, but when Ishii was possibly going to get suplexed on the table, and then he started biting the rope. His dentist now must hate him. His dentist, well, obviously, I'm not going to imitate Japanese because I could be sounding like I'm racist, so I'd rather not.
I do have a little talking point though, I'm just trying to like prolong the indie hour a little bit to make it, fit in that time frame. But I'm probably going to get some hate for this. I think a lot of New Japan marks are going to come out of nowhere and just beat me with this. But I like Okada. He's a good wrestler, but his finisher is underwhelming. The Rainmaker, it's underwhelming to me.
To be honest, I agree.
Yeah,
The only reason why I like it is because when Kevin Kelly, which I don't know if you've heard any, their commentary, because the Access TV stuff's subbed by Jim and Josh Barnett, which I think Josh Barnett's one of the worst commentators in wrestling history. Don't quote me on that, but when Kevin Kelly shouts Rainmaker, it's just so like, Rainmaker! It just sounds like a cross between an American and a Japanese person saying it together, and it's just so funny. Like, I just wish I watched G1 Climax with Japanese commentary. It might have been more energetic to me. The commentary sounded kind of slow, which is not a knock on JR, but I'm not a big fan of Josh Barnett. But it just seemed a bit more slower than what I heard of the Japanese commentary. It's more fast, it's more, not trying to sound racist or anything, but it's very much more faster, it's much more shouty, it's much more livelier than what the US commentary was, or the rest of the world commentary, if you will. That's just my unpopular opinion. But probably not unpopular, but I didn't really like the commentary as a whole. I think it was a bit bland and boring, and they fucked up a lot of times, and JR was saying all their WWE names and calling out WWE a lot of times, and this is just like an Alberto Del Rio post about how shit the company is.
Jim Ross even getting some of the wrestlers wrong though. Like that was
a bit, considering he's done New Japan on Access a little while, and then him doing Wrestle Kingdom 9 as well in person. It's just some of these wrestlers you can get right. Come on. I know you're doing work for WWE now, but come on. You've got to still give New Japan not your best, but give them something to make you want to make Access still want to employ you.
Definitely.
He's earning a bit of squid off of it. He's not skint or anything. He's not, not worse off. But I just wish that he could have been better. I wish Josh Barnett could have been tossed off to the side and never used again, but that's just me. I didn't like his commentary. I think he's worse than Byron Saxton, and possibly the same ability as David Otunga. That's just my opinion. Fight me if you want, but I just don't like his commentary.
Noted. But back to the original point. Like when Okada went for that first Rainmaker, everybody popped, and I was like, he grabs the wrist and then he clotheslines his opponent. Like, maybe it's just because I don't understand New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe it's because I'm still used to WWE stuff. But it's just one of those things where it's, underwhelming.
Strong style evolved, man. No, to be honest, probably because the clothesline maybe is more powerful if the wrist is turned and all that. You can put more torque in it. I don't know what the explanation is, but it'll probably be something like that.
Well, whatever it may be, that's just my opinion, and I'm allowed to have an opinion because I'm a wrestling fan. So.
Unless you're Vince McMahon, no one can have an opinion but yourself. Unless you're Vince.
That is true, but this is the indie hour. I don't want to talk about no American name, Vince McMahon.
You just did.
He likes big sweaty men, so that's why.
New Japan likes big sweaty men as well. Don't get it twisted. Michael Elgin, for example. Everyone likes big sweaty men, except me.
I don't
I
like
like-
how
I
you
like
said
other things,
everyone
you know what I
except
mean?
for you. You included 2 co-hosts here. What are you implying here, Josh?
Dissension? No, I'm joking. No,
To be a
well,
faster
you may not like sweaty men, I don't know, but
Nope, sorry.
some of the marks like Roman Reigns, so...
Oh, can we? Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna carry
Oh,
that
no.
point real quick. I was
Oh,
seeing,
no.
it still pertains to the indie hour. Don't worry, I'm not flip flopping. It's all good. But I was seeing some tweets, and I don't know if they're just hardcore WWE fans or what.
Yeah.
But I saw some tweets that said that Roman Reigns could beat Okada in a wrestling match, and
Okada would wipe the floor with him!
I don't understand that. Like, I get that people have opinions, and everything, like, opinions can be subjective, of course.
Yep.
But I don't think Roman Reigns can out-wrestle someone like Okada.
I don't think he can
Out-wrestle,
even
no.
hold a candle to Okada, in my opinion, wrestling-wise.
And
Well,
like,
promos, obviously, Reigns is better because he's American and I can understand him. Okada can only speak a few words in English, which hurts him, obviously, if they come to the US again and start a promotion. Everyone that's Japanese is going to have to learn to speak English for us to understand. That's the only reason why Reigns is better at promos. If Okada can speak full English, I had no doubt that Okada could beat him in promos as well. Okada's just a better all-round wrestler. Reigns is not built to be a wrestler. He's built to be a merch seller. Just like John Cena.
it's true.
But anyway, Okada's better. Let's move on from him, because obviously Roman Reigns is not indie. He's the farthest thing from him. From indie.
I
But you
just...
can talk about Okada being at Raw and SmackDown. Could there be a New Japan WWE working together again thing happening? Hope so. 'Cause it'll actually bring good talent into the Fed.
No. Here's the thing. Ring of Honor and New Japan have a partnership, so do you really think that...
No, I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I was about to, like, just play with that thought.
Oh, I wish. I wish. Imagine a Ring of Honor show that I'm going to having New Japan and WWE wrestlers there. That'd just be the only hottest ticket in town. Like, that is just... The ticket prices would skyrocket up price if WWE was involved. Because if WWE is involved with something, the prices are going to go up because people recognise WWE. They don't recognise everybody else. Everyone else is minor league other than WWE. So, you know, but... or maybe Okada's wanting to leave New Japan to go to WWE. We never know. We never will know until it happens.
What do
I hope not, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think the likelihood of Okada jumping ship is?
not yet. I reckon
No.
he's got years left on his New Japan contract. He's the top guy. He's held the title for nearly like his current reign. I think either under a year or just over a year. So I don't think he's losing it anytime soon.
Fair enough. Haydn, you haven't really spoke much, and you're kind of new to the indie hour, but what do you think about all of this? Just give us your opinions.
Those fans that think Reigns can wipe the floor with Okada, just fucking get your head tested, please. Jesus Christ. Your head must be up your ass or something. I mean...
That's a little more brutal than Josh, oh my god.
Oh, I couldn't stop. I could not laugh at that. Oh, you are my MVP. You are my MVP. That's what I like. That needs to be. Yeah. No, that is just funny.
I would just absolutely tear Roman Reigns apart in that ring.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
For sure.
I can't get my head around those fans that think Roman would win.
Oh, but
Just-
actually, another point, right, about well, this is New Japan related and also TNA, so they're both indie companies, so this kind of relates. I had New Japan, when I was tweeting about New Japan, and someone was tweeting me, stop tweeting this shit, you should watch Slammiversary. I thought this kid, kid, I'll say kid, because, you know, but this person, until I basically said to him, oh, I'll watch it. I only watched like 5 minutes of it just to, like, you know, like, fuck off, I'd rather watch New Japan than that TNA bullshit you're watching. And it ended up being shit from what I saw. So, I've given TNA now like 7 chances. I'm not giving them another one. So, and this was on the SLTD account, and I was live tweeting that as well. Oh,
I don't.
TNA was not good. Okay, it's
TNA or GFW as it now called. Do not deserve my time or effort. They can just go away. I have New Japan right now. Exactly. And other promotions such as ICW, they're not too bad.
And ROH.
And ROH. You know,
yeah.
I will spend my time watching them, not the fucking shitty TNA.
Yeah, call them TNA, because that's what TNA fans hate now. Like, it's GFW, it's fuck off.
Do they really
TNA.
get their panties in a bunch over that?
What?
Do they really get their panties over a bunch
yes.
now? Oh,
yes.
come on.
I said in the SLTD tweets I think are still up from me tweeting, and obviously that's not the main. None of my opinions are obviously reflecting towards them, because the owner of that site is an avid lover of TNA. No, yeah, people were complaining that GSW can pet me. They're just no. I said, well, I wanted to say, I don't think I did, but it's TNA, motherfucker. Get the fuck out. Don't talk to me. That's what I felt like. I was so angry. I'm trying to watch New Japan and pay attention to a good product for once. You will never get to see a good product because you don't like watching good products. And WWE doesn't count because they're not a good product right now on both shows. So
it's those fans that do my head in though, that like take you down because of an opinion.
Yep.
Hang on a minute, they're giving you their opinion by taking you down. How the fuck does that work?
Exactly. Doesn't. It defies all logic.
Because it's wrestling fans, and when do wrestling fans ever make logical sense?
Me, and Haydn, and you, on this podcast.
I will agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they gave us all praise, not just me. No, that's the most of it. No, I'm joking.
Jesus,
I'm joking. I'm doing a work. I'm doing a shoot work.
Oh, jeez.
I worked you guys into a shoot, brother. Brother dude. Brother.
Brother dude?
Yeah, brother dude.
Brother dude?
What you gonna do?
Oh, stop it.
Please.
So, I wanted to talk about, I'm just spitballing right now for the Indie Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Cody. Now, obviously, he's the Ring of Honor champion. He was just in a match with Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He's been in the indie scene for quite some time. Well, when did he get released? Last year?
Yeah, well, he released himself, basically, but yeah, last year.
So, for the amount of time that he's been in the indie scene, he's been doing pretty well for himself. Do you guys see his success still going at a pretty good rate, or is it going to dry out at some point? I mean, obviously everything dries out at some point, nothing's forever, but how long do you think the success lasts?
I'll let Haydn go first.
Okay. I do think he'll hold on to the ROH belt and have a pretty good run. New Japan may be a different thing. I do think the storyline that Josh mentioned earlier with Omega and the Bullet Club and all that business will go down. I do think Omega could potentially win that belt. But I do think he'll have a pretty good run with the ROH belt. How long we're talking? Good question, I'm not quite sure. But even after that, I do think he'll still his rate will keep going rapid. But as Steve said, everything does die down eventually, and obviously it will. But we'll just have to see where it goes from here.
I agree with that. In regards to New Japan, I don't see him being as big of as a talking point within the next couple of months, unless they start this Cody Omega feud immediately, and have maybe 2 pay-per-views, or maybe 1 pay-per-view match and then leaving it until Wrestle Kingdom or something, or maybe even leaving the feud until Wrestle Kingdom and then building it up after that. But they need to do it ASAP, because Cody's just lost to the biggest star in the company, Okada. So that's not going to do him any favours. With ROH, obviously has the championship at the moment. I'd see him defending that at least once or twice. I would like Jay Lethal to have it again, so hopefully that might happen. But other than that, I'm not too sure. Anything can happen, really, unless with the Fed, anything can happen in these 2 promotions.
I will agree with all those accounts. I hope he has a pretty good run with the Ring of Honor title. So hopefully we see that happening. But you guys both mentioned Kenny Omega. Now at the end of night 1 of the G1, he cut a promo on Okada, basically hinting at another match with Okada at another G1 event coming up. Okada Omega 3, obviously the first 2 were lit the internet on fire. The second one, from what I know, kind of surpassed the first one, but how do you guys see the third match going between these two? Because you can only you can't really capture lightning in a bottle. You have to improve on 2 great matches. So how do you see this match going?
Oh, I don't know.
I sort of look at it as it seems like they've got fantastic chemistry in that ring, so whenever they step inside it, they'll always put on a great spectacle.
Now, do you see...
Yeah,
oh, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, they'll probably put on a great match, but I don't... Now that Kenny's the US champion, I don't see him having 2 belts. So, they're going to have Okada win 3 times. And then go... To be honest, I'd rather him lose it at Wrestle Kingdom, but isn't it time for a change with Okada? Because he's been champion for such a long time. Put some new a fresh face with the title. Say, I don't know. I was going to say Will Ospreay, but he's a junior heavyweight, so that's wishful thinking. I'd like to see Will Ospreay within a junior heavyweight championship, by the way, but that's beside the point. But yeah, no, I just want someone new to be the champion, because Okada's just been the champion for too long, and Kenny Omega, I don't think will win it because he's the US champion. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be.
It'd be kind of interesting to see a first time ever, IWGP heavyweight and United States heavyweight champion, if they did go that route, because they seem to like making history a lot. So, should be interesting. Now, the dissension of the Bullet Club, at least between Omega and Cody, it's kind of an interesting storyline, I reckon.
Got the potential. It depends on whether New Japan want to go full throttle with it.
Yeah.
Now, I think you guys believe that Omega will be kicked out of the Bullet Club. So, how do you reckon he does that? Do the Young Bucks turn on Kenny Omega, or does Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads in the middle of a match with Omega being with Okada, or something like that?
I don't think Omega will go with Okada, but I think it'd just be a lone wolf sort of thing. Like, he'll be on his own, Kenny Omega, beating to his own drum, and then the Young Bucks will go, I don't know what to do, because we like Kenny, but we want to stay in the Bullet Club because it earns us more money and more merch. for that, and then there's stories with them as well, intertwined with it. So, you know, you never know.
What I meant with Okada and Omega, I meant like during their match. If it happened.
Oh no.
Kingdom.
No, it'd be afterwards. If you're meaning that way.
What about you, Haydn?
Couldn't put it any better myself, because I was thinking this more or less straight after the G1 happened, how would the storyline work? And yeah, Josh said it perfectly, really. So, you know, got nothing else to add, really, but that's how I can see it going down.
Fair enough. Also, I feel like I should mention this because PWG is also part of, well, it's an indie promotion, so it's only fair to mention them, but Chuck Taylor beat Zack Sabre Jr. for the PWG Championship. So,
he's no longer Zaki 3 belts.
Yeah.
He's only Zaki 2 belts now.
So he's now the Evolve Champion and...
The Revolution Pro British Champion.
Yeah. So, Chuck Taylor, new PWG Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations, Chuck Taylor. Zack Sabre, you're still part of the boys, so don't you worry. So, I think that is going to do for the Indie Hour. I do have a question that was asked on the Pro Wrestling Weekly Twitter page, which will be in the link in the description down below. This comes from @AlanWhaleWeir. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. Hashtag AskPWW. On night 2, Hangman Page told War Machine he was coming for their titles. Who do you think will be his partner if he does?
It's got to be someone from the Bullet Club.
It seems mostly logical, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Yujiro Takahashi or whatever that. I can't remember what his name, like his nickname was. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom, came out with a bunch of Japanese girls, so I instantly liked him because he brought out one of my favourite things in the entire world. That may sound wrong, but I don't care. But no, I think it'd be Yujiro Takahashi if that is his name. I apologise if it isn't.
What about you, Haydn? Who do you reckon?
I agree with it seeming logical to be someone from the Bullet Club. It does seem most logical to go with Takahashi, but it could be someone else from the Bullet Club, you know.
I think... it does have to be somebody from Bullet Club, 100%. That I agree with. War Machine, they're IWGP champions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they hold Ring of Honor titles or anything, or no?
Yep.
Huh.
No, sorry, that's the Young Buck. That's the Young Buck, sorry.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I've lost it.
I think it would have to be somebody from New Japan and not Ring of Honor. Like,
yeah, of course.
That would make more sense. As much as I'd like to see him and Marty team up, that would be...
Oh, I forgot about Marty.
Yeah.
I'd love Marty to see Marty hold a championship in New Japan.
Definitely.
So, hopefully it's Marty for that sake, but... You know, we don't know. We don't know. We'll just have to wait for the element of surprise.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure, but good question. You got us thinking, which is, well, I mean, thinking for me anytime past a certain time at night, it doesn't bode well for me. But I appreciate you making me think. So thank you for the question, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to tweet at the account. Leave a tweet using hashtag PWW, or leave a question in the comments section, whatever is easier for you guys. But I think that's going to wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy And if you're on YouTube, please make sure to slam that like button below. Subscribe to all of our channels to make sure the videos get in your sub boxes. Turn on notifications. Follow the Pro Wrestling Weekly Twitter account. Subscribe on iTunes. Leave a review. 5-star rating if you're that generous. I'd appreciate it. That would be gnarly. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. Okay? Alright. You would have noticed, if you follow us on Twitter, that we've been teasing something for July 12th, which is in 4 days at the time of recording this. Now, I would be cool if I released what was going on, and that would probably be logical. But I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to Josh and Haydn. Do we release it now, or do we make the loyal listeners wait until Wednesday?
We'll make them wait. Fuck it.
Haydn.
You know, keep teasing it. Make them wait. It's worth the wait. That's all I'll say. It's worth the wait.
Yes, it is. We're on the same wavelength. See, that's why we work well together. I may be the talkative one, but we think better. We think the same. Think the same.
There we go. So, guys.
But definitely check all of our Twitters though. On that day. So I'll be posting the shit out of it. So.
Oh yeah.
Even turn on notifications if you guys have to, because that's the thing.
Oh yes, Twitter notifications. I thought you could do those. Don't use it. But
So,
you should. You should use it.
you might, for the Pro Wrestling Weekly Twitter account. If you want to be spammed with a bunch of tweets from all three of us and the Pro Wrestling Weekly Twitter account, if that's your prerogative, then do that.
Please.
Although your phones may be drained of batteries for the amount of stuff that we tweet out, but...
Not much me. Not much me. I don't really tweet because I think social media's a load of bullshit. But that's a topic for a different podcast for another time. Maybe.
Maybe. So, July 12th, Wednesday. Keep an eye out, because...
Be there or be squared.
Yeah, we're taking over the world more than we already have. Because we can.
For life.
And we'll leave it off with that. See you guys in the next episode of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Goodbye.
And good night, Ben!
You gave me fortune, you gave me fame, you gave me power in your God's name. I'm every person you need to be. I'm the cult of person.